Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and watchOS 10.1 RC released today to developers and soon to public beta testers, or it's probably out by the time you're watching this video. watchOS 10.1 RC, or release candidate, will be the final build before it's released to the public. If there's no additional issues, this will be the same version and it will be available to everyone in just a little while. We'll talk about when to expect that a little bit later. Now, if you're a beta tester, you'll want to turn this off probably after it releases to the public, because if there are additional issues, we could have another RC or RC2. Now, this update came in at 230 megabytes on my Apple Watch Ultra 2 and was released alongside a lot of other updates. iOS 17.1 RC, iPadOS 17.1 RC, along with tvOS, HomePodOS, and macOS RC updates as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the build number and talk about what's new. So we'll go over to Settings, then we'll go to General, then About. You'll see the version is 10.1 with a build number of 21S67. This should be the final version, like I mentioned before, and the first thing they've added is the name drop feature for Apple Watch. You'll also see that they've added that along with a contact card on your main watch face. So you can add this as a complication, and if we press and hold and go to Edit, if we go to our complications and then tap on this card here, you'll see that we have a My Card option for contacts. So this is something that's new that allows you to more quickly share what you want to share as far as name drop. So we can just go here, tap on our name card here. You'll see we have the option to choose from our email address or phone number. Then we can tap share, and it's showing us how to use this. Bring it close to an iPhone, and then it will actually share. And you'll see that activate like that, where it shares the contact card. It works pretty seamlessly and shares it to a device that's not on your same account, and it will pop up just like you would expect. So it works now across all devices, and you don't necessarily have to actually go into that complication, but that's a way to specify what you actually want to share specifically. And that's only available on Apple Watch SE2, Apple Watch 7 and later, and Apple Watch Ultra. So if you have an earlier Apple Watch, unfortunately, that option is not there. Now, another thing they've added is the option to use double tap. This is again available for the Series 9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2. Nothing else supports this. That's a new feature that we can enable under our settings. So if we go into Watch, and if we scroll down to Gestures, under Gestures, we have double tap. We have an option here to use it for play or pause or skip. And then under Smart Stack, we can advance or select. So we can customize this based on what you want to use it for. Also, the first time you maybe set up an Apple Watch, there's a new animation for this. It shows the first time you install it or set it up on a new Apple Watch, but again, it's only Series 9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2. And I'll show you how it works. So if I put on the Apple Watch, I'll just place this on like this. Maybe we'll go into Music, make sure this is turned down. Maybe we'll just tap play on this one, give it a second to load here, and we'll select iPhone. And then we can double tap to play music or stop it. So we'll give it a second. There we go. If I double tap, it pauses. You'll see the gesture shows up and it pauses. I'll do it again and it will play. It shows that gesture there to play and pause. So that's something they've added. Unfortunately, it's only available on Series 9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2. I'm not sure why they can't add it to others, as it was basically an accessibility feature, but they've decided not to do that. Now, in this update, there's some bug fixes as well. First thing that they've fixed has to do with the climate section in the Home app being blank. So if you're using the Home app, let's go to Home here. If you're using Home and you're using that climate section, previously, sometimes it was blank. So if we go under the energy option here, the grid forecast and others sometimes just wasn't showing up. So they've fixed that. Also, if you're using a feature in Apple Watch with assistive touch, so if we go back and you're actually using accessibility and then you're using assistive touch and you have that turned on, sometimes a white border would show up unexpectedly. That's been resolved in this update, so they've fixed that. So sometimes it would be delayed after you turned off assistive touch. They've also fixed an issue with weather, where sometimes it wouldn't show up properly or sync properly. That's actually been fixed now. It should respond faster, show the correct city, and show more information based on where you're located. So that should be much better, as that was one of the major bugs we had with watchOS 10.1. They've also resolved an issue where sometimes the scroll bar would show up even though it shouldn't. So that's something where I'm not seeing it now, but maybe in the past you've seen where the scroll bar would show up for the volume or something else. it shouldn't show up now where it's not supposed to. Additionally, they've fixed an issue where the elevation sometimes could be incorrect. That should be resolved in devices that actually measure elevation. So where I'm at right now says 628 feet. That should be accurate where it sometimes wasn't before. Now, as far as any other bug fixes, well, we do know that they fixed the battery issue we had before as well. And if we go to the public-facing release notes, they haven't updated this from beta 3 yet, but you'll see here as we scroll down, it says they resolved an issue before where increased power consumption might occur when an Apple Watch running watchOS 10.1 is paired with an iPhone with iOS 17.0, or watchOS 10.0 is paired with iOS 17.1. So that should resolve those odd power bugs and battery drain we had before. I really didn't experience that, thankfully, on the Series 2 Apple Watch Ultra or Apple Watch Ultra 2. I've had 93%. It was charged just to install this update, which actually installed pretty quickly. And if we go into battery here, let's scroll down. Under battery, you'll see if we go down to battery health, I should be at 100%. In fact, my Apple Watch Ultra 1 is also at 100% still too. So this update shouldn't really affect battery. It should hopefully really improve battery. As far as performance, well, you've seen throughout the video, things seem to perform pretty quickly. So going into different apps that haven't even loaded yet seem to be nice and fast. Going into weather, everything seems to finally be working properly. So maybe watchOS 10.1 is really what we should have had with watchOS 10.0. So it fixes a lot of bugs, optimizes everything, and in general should be pretty stable. Now, as far as when to expect watchOS 10.1 RC, if we go to the calendar here, I would expect it on Monday the 23rd or Tuesday the 24th. Typically, Apple releases major updates on a Monday, where iOS 17.1 should release and all of the others. They typically release together, so I would expect it Monday or Tuesday of next week. Apple hasn't said specifically, but if they do, I'll be sure to share that this weekend in the weekend follow-up about iOS and more. So that's everything with watchOS 10.1. Not a ton of updates, but finally we have that double tap gesture for the new Apple Watches and a few bug fixes and more, along with name drop. Let me know if you've found anything else in the comments below. And of course, if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.